Hey guys, this is Kyle, and today we're going to be checking in on how using Android has been going for me. So let's go ahead and take a peek at this Galaxy S22 that I've been using for a few weeks now. And a couple of things that I've grown to enjoy with this phone is just the customization options that I have. So not only was I able to customize the screen so that I could make sure their faces weren't covered, and put my applications around it, but I was even able to customize things like this notification panel on which applications or settings, quick toggle settings, I wanted up at the top and how I wanted these arranged. So to do that, I just pulled down twice, and you can see this little pencil, and now you can edit the top row or you can edit the full gamut, and you can change and add and remove stuff that you're never going to change from there. Or you can just leave it as is. It's up to user preference. Another thing I also enjoyed was this notification panel. iPhone has a really terrible notification panel system where it just shows everything. iPhone has a pretty terrible notification panel where it just bundles all the notifications together. And another thing I really enjoyed was this notification panel. So iPhone has this thing where everything is jumbled together, and you can't even actually read any of the details of anything that's published in there. So you can see it was delivered, but if you click on it, you can see the other items that were delivered. But if you get an email, for example, you can't click on it, quick reply, you can't click on it and read some more details about it. It's inferior. There's no way to go around it, that the Android notification panel options are much superior. And that goes along with that quick toggle. The only options available on the iPhone for their quick toggle are the do not disturb, the Wi-Fi settings, some basic functions, and shortcuts. But everything else is hidden underneath submenus, and I just prefer the general way that the Android handled that. Now, something I have not enjoyed was this thing actually developed a line. I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a pink line that is right here in the display. There's a pink line. It's barely noticeable, and it might not even be detected by the camera, but there's a pink line right in the center of the display, and you can see it when you're in white text spaces or in bright scenes. You can see this pink line that extends all the way from the center and all the way down here. And the battery life of this. I was warned in the battery life. I was warned another thing I have not enjoyed was another thing I haven't enjoyed was the signal strength. Actually has not been as consistent or as strong as the iPhone. The iPhone's been able to maintain 2 or 3 bars of 5G or 5G ultra wideband, where this pops between 5G and 2 bars of 4G LTE on extended network, which is roaming on Verizon. So I have not really enjoyed the cellular modem that's built into this Galaxy S22, as it has not been super reliable for me. Another thing that I don't like is the battery life. So you can see here it says that I have 40 minutes left, or 40% of my charge. I'm not in any power saving modes, but you see I did charge it a couple of times throughout the day, and just scrolling through Reddit, for example, using the screen for 55 minutes, used quite a bit of battery, 5.7% to be in fact. Scrolling through some car listings on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp, together almost 10% of my battery, which is 16 minutes for 4% of my battery, which to me is quite insane. That just seems like a lot to me. Yeah, you can see 30 minutes on screen scrolling through a marketplace is 4.8% of my battery. And then when you're using the phone, when you're on a phone call, it drains really, really fast. So 4% while on a phone call, 4% of it went down while I was on the phone for, it doesn't say how long, but I believe it was about a 25-minute call, and that used an additional 4% of my battery. So just a lot of really fast use, fast drain of this. It's not quite as efficient as the iPhone 13 Pro was, but this was also not a battery champ either. I guess maybe I would consider myself a heavy user. I do run speed tests. I do compare cellular networks. I do utilize quite a few social media networks. And I edit photos. I manage quite a few office emails using my personal email or Outlook. So I guess I'm a heavy user, and this phone just is not suited to that task. But other than that, I do like the Wake, the fingerprint sensor from Wake to wake it up. So from sleep, you can wake the phone without turning the screen on. You can just set your finger right on that fingerprint sensor and it'll bring it to life. I also really liked the camera. When I was using the camera, I felt a little more artistic, and like I wanted to do some other styles, some other angles than I do with the iPhone. Maybe it's because of the weight, maybe it's because the phone is just wider and it sits different in my hand than this narrow phone does. But I was able to get a little bit more stylistic, and the Samsung camera saturates the colors and adapts the colors a little bit better, in my opinion, than the iPhone has been able to do. So I really have appreciated the Samsung camera for that. And other than that, the portability I really enjoyed. So the keyboard is very easy to type on compared to the very wide keyboard on the iPhone. So I've really enjoyed the Samsung keyboard, even though it took it a while to adapt to my swipe style and to my words for its predictive text. I really, really liked it. So stay tuned for a full review comparing iPhone to the Android in the coming weeks. Well, definitely this experiment has turned out a little bit different than I anticipated. I would have thought that I would be a true diehard iPhone user. However, it seems that might be changing. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.